Hi.
Where do I sit?
Right here.
Oh, thank God.
Yes. Take a seat on the big comfy couch.
I appreciate
Lay
it very
down.
much. I appreciate very much you asking me about my last name because I have had my agent for 15 years. He still calls me Brad Loree.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's still a wonderful agent.
Oh, he's the best guy in the world.
Love it.
I can't mention any names, though, because
Okay.
it's, yeah.
No,
anyway.
I was going to say, I always ask. I did a panel once for Walter Koenig from Star Trek, and I said, Walter, how do I pronounce your name? And he just said, Walter. So I was like, yeah, your last name, silly.
Friendly guy.
Very, very amazing. How are you? How's the day been so far?
Oh, I'll tell you how my day's been.
Tell me everything.
I get on the plane in Vancouver. No, I got up, whatever time I got up, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Check the status of the flight. Everything's groovy. Get in the cab, go to the airport. Flight's delayed 2 hours.
No.
So I get to Toronto. Plane's taking off for Miami. And so I got to spend the night in Toronto, which is okay because my cousin lives there. But they lost my bag. I had 3 different people tell me 3 different... It's there, and in the end they said, I don't know where it is.
What?
Yeah, so I was crapping myself because all my stuff's in there, my 8x10s and all that stuff. Anyway, so I had a nice visit with my cousin, and then they found my bag, and here I am. But I have had no sleep.
Okay, well,
No sleep.
You look amazing. So
Oh, stop it.
No, you do.
It's my hair.
It's the hair. Yeah, and I was going to also compliment the tattoos. You know, we do tattoos here at the convention.
I'm getting one on Sunday.
What are you going to get?
Well, what was your name again?
Heather.
I'm going to get I Love Heather.
Yeah, that's
right over
seems fitting.
right over my heart.
Aw,
I
we're
don't
in
know.
love.
I don't know what I'm going to get. Something simple. Whatever I can afford.
Yeah, I got one on my palm last time.
Doesn't that hurt?
No, oh, what does yours say?
Stack paper.
Love it.
Stack the Benjamins right here.
Cool, I love that so much. And I see you also have some friendship bracelets.
This is my AA bracelet, and
nice.
but some little girl gave me this little bracelet with all these skulls, but it didn't fit, so I took it apart and added it to my bracelet. So yeah.
I love it. You know, Taylor Swift's in town this weekend, so I feel like we're going to see a lot of friendship bracelets. So
She never writes, she never calls.
that's so rude.
I don't even know who she is. I know she's a singer, but
Yeah,
I'm kind of out of touch because, from Canada.
you know, all the
Plus, I'm old.
no, fair.
Plus, I don't care.
Hardly.
Is that a boxing ring down there?
Yeah, it's our wrestling ring for the wrestling show later.
Really?
Yep. Are you going to come to the wrestling show?
Oh, not a chance.
Oh no, we have a Michael Myers that's going to be wrestling.
If it's going on other than during my nap time, maybe I'll show up and jump off the top rope.
What time's the nap?
Noon to midnight.
Okay, well then you might miss it, Brad. But check it out; it's going to be a lot of fun.
When is it?
It's tonight at 7.
No, I'm here till 8.
Oh, well, then you might hear it from the other room.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good. It's so much
Who's
fun.
wrestling?
So we have everyone from Art the Clown to Michael Myers. We have Jason, and we have a couple other surprises. I don't want to give it away.
Crowd participation?
I mean, for you. No one else. Please do not get in the ring because they won't. You won't get very far.
I'll tell you what, I didn't watch a lot of wrestling as a kid, but when I was 21, I started bouncing, and the guys I worked with were wrestlers, and that's where I gained a ton of respect for those guys. And then, just before the Michael Myers job, I was doing a show called Los Luchadors for Fox. These guys were Mexican wrestlers by day and crime fighters at night. So I was doubling the lead guy, so I had to get on the top rope and jump off and do all that stuff. And holy moly, those guys. And they do that 300 times a year. Those guys are tough.
They are. So I love the luchadors.
Yeah,
I love the luchador.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess we should talk about, the shape and all that stuff, Michael Myers, That's
I'm here all weekend.
fabulous.
What did you want to know?
Oh my gosh, I have so many notes, and then we'll get to questions from the crowd too. Okay, so I know what kind of came first for you? Was it the stunt work or the acting, or were they concurrent?
Well, as a kid, I fell in love with the escape of the movies. I didn't get along with my father, and I when I was just a child, I thought being an actor was the coolest thing you could be. But I'm very camera shy, and and I studied acting a lot. But I never got to where I believed in myself. And then, as it turned out, my karate instructor, who had gone on to become a stunt guy, he he sort of dragged me along. He would hire me from time to time, but it was one day after work that Ken Kersinger of Jason and Freddy fame took me aside and said, Brad, you should be doing this full time. And if you go get a pager and a headshot and a resume, I'll take you around and introduce you to everybody. And I got it done as fast as humanly possible. And true to his word, he did that for me. And so I owe Ken my life because I don't know where I'd be today if it wasn't for Ken Kersinger, honestly. So anyway, in answer to your question, the acting was something I wanted to do, but my connections were in the stunt world. But I've done. We have a category in Vancouver. I don't think they have it in the States, but it's stunt actor, because it's cheaper for production to hire a stuntman that can say 2, 3, 4 lines and then get shot. So that's the kind of stuff I do or used to do.
Wow, that's so cool. And wait, so you mentioned like you wanted to get into acting. Did you say you were camera shy? Like, is that for real?
Well, I when I was a little boy, because we're talking the 60s, with the box camera where they look down and you're over there, and Sunday mornings in your suit, and according to my dad, film was $1 million a roll, and the flash bulbs were another. So if you had to stand like this, and if you looked away or blinked or made a face or had a cowl, you got cuffed in the head. So getting your picture taken was an unnerving experience. It wasn't like today where, So I think that's where it comes from. And honestly, I could never have done the Michael Myers role if I wasn't in a mask. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I even though I was in the mask and I knew the camera was on the mask as much or more than it was on me, I was still super nervous. Well, I wanted to do a good job. Obviously, I wanted to copy Nick Castle as best I could. But
Wow.
Yeah. I remember thinking, thank God I'm in a mask.
How interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it like the first time actually getting to see yourself in the mask?
Well, the first time I wore the mask, there was actually a mesh in the eyes. And I think we shot a couple scenes with that mesh because and someone just recently suggested that it maybe in H2O there was a mesh in the eyes. I'm not sure, but Mustafa Akkad, when he saw that, he said, "No, I want that mesh gone. I want us to see that there's a human being behind that mask." And so then they just colored black around my eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But the first time putting the mask on was very exciting, but I was very nervous, like I said, because I had put a lot of thought into who and what Michael Myers is, and I just wanted to do a good job, because I knew my nervousness would give me energy that would possibly make me move too fast. But Rick Rosenthal was very good about just reminding me, Brad, just take your time. He's in no rush. He just keeps coming,
Yeah,
So
yes, that he does.
yeah.
So you mentioned Nick Castle, who was the very first shape, but what was it like for you? Like, what element did you want to bring to the character of the shape?
I wanted Michael Myers to come across. I equate Michael Myers to being like a human shark almost. Like sharks swim and kill. Michael, pursues and kills. And one of the things I did, and I've been credited for this by none other than Dick Warlock, but whenever we had a medium or a close-up shot, I would cross my eyes somewhat to kind of try and take the focus out of them, because I wanted his eyes to have that soulless, black, dead look that a shark has, like there's no conscience there is what I was trying for. And I've had a number of people tell me that that's what they saw.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. But it's so crazy because it's like you still have to emote so much in your entire body, even without being able to say a word. How do you do that? How do you convey this evil so well without being able to speak?
Well, I think that the blueprint was there with the original movies. I mean, we all know that Michael only moves at a certain speed, but he just always seems to catch up and stay right behind the victims. But his gait is so purposeful and methodical, and he looks so creepy, and the guy before me who shall remain. I love Chris and I love H2O, but I just felt like his portrayal, and he admits that he didn't study the Michael Myers is prior to him, and to me, he did a great job. Except he looked like a guy dressed as Michael Myers as opposed to Mike Myers. And we just did a Q&A a couple of weeks ago, and I was impressed that he's actually come around now where he's admitting that. He said it was my mistake not to. But he's, it's still a great movie, and it was still Michael Myers.
Yeah. I was going to say, guys, if at any point, if y'all have questions, feel free to come up to the mic. We'll throw it over to you guys. Whatever questions y'all might have for Brad. What?
People come to these Q&As, but they're always too shy to ask anything.
That's okay. Y'all could be shy. You can ask at the table later.
Ask away, guys.
Yeah, anything. Nothing's off limits.
I can't see you, if that makes you feel any better. Oh, here comes somebody.
Yes.
Oh, he's going to the washroom.
Yeah,
no.
He's like, gotta go. I know. I know. Where were you?
Hello?
Yeah, I know, it's an interrogation. Hey,
Yes.
what's your name, friends?
My name is Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah, I was just wondering, did you make it a point to maybe stay away from some of the cast members during the film to maybe keep it more
Absolutely.
scary and creepy? And
Unless they needed me on set, I was in my trailer.
really, so you made sure that you were completely.
When I first met Bianca, just Brad Loree. I wasn't, it was the day of we were doing camera testing and whatnot before you started shooting. Mm-hmm. She was so afraid of me because she knew I was going to be playing Michael Myers. I was still dressed in my T-shirt and short. She would scream and run away, and she was so afraid of me to try and get over that. She started sort of hanging out with me and taking me by the hand like we were, dating or whatever. But no, I made a point of just. But that's also the stuntman in me. Yeah. I don't hang out on set. If they need me, they'll call for me. Otherwise, I'm in my room meditating.
Did you ever play any pranks or scare people behind the scenes off camera just to kind of get in their heads a little bit?
No, but they asked Bianca that question when they're first promoting the movie, and she said, no, we didn't really play any practical jokes on each other, but Brad, who played Michael, had a real farting problem. Well, my brother and I both have gastro problems. We're known for our gas. So they put this necklace on me with a bottle of Beano, which is... That was the big joke on me.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet, Rob. Thanks.
Brad Loree, known for being Michael Myers and his gas.
Yes. Gassy Brad. That's right.
Cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Side question. How do you feel about the movie The Fall Guy?
The same way I feel about most of the movies being made. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
And I will because you have to if you're a stunt guy, but this is what I'll say to you. I was just thinking of this the other day. I belong to the group at Home Stunts Canada, which is the second oldest and second largest running stunt group in the world. And but I knew a guy that got into the stunt world, and I sort of got tagged along. But I'm an actor at heart, so I have friends in the group, and most of them are stuntmen. Where I am a man who did stunts, and there's a difference, and in some cases it's a big difference. Like my friend Tony, the guy that got me in the business besides Ken. He says it's his job. He never got starstruck. He came to work, did his job, went home. But there's a real brotherhood and a fellowship amongst the stunt community, and they're all great people. But and I mean I got the lifelong friends with a lot of them. But it's just Fall Guy doesn't. I'll watch it at some point when it's free
on a plane. Train,
on a plane,
automobile.
exactly.
Cool.
If I have a problem sleeping, I'll plug it in.
Outside of nap time, perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Was there any particular stunt in Resurrection or other projects that you've done that you're particularly proud of?
Well, the getting kicked through the window by Busta in Resurrection on the rehearsals, because I only had like half an inch on each side of my shoulders to get through that window, and I had to take like 3-4 big fast steps backwards blind. I kept catching the side of the window in the rehearsals, but I can't remember how many takes we did. Actually, I think we only did the actual rolling and shot the take is the one you see. I think we just did it in one. But as far as stunts that I'm proud of is, the scariest stunt I ever did. The one stunt where I was really wishing I could find a way out of it was on a show called Mantis. It was an African-American scientist who was a paraplegic scientist by day and a crime fighter by night. And I had to double this bad guy and this actor who was playing like this silver bald android kind of a character. And I had to jump out of an 8-foot by 8-foot window from the 3rd story, which was not a huge deal. It's just that the floor below, there was a big cement patio down there with this big cement railing. So it was more of a long jump than it was a high jump. And on the rehearsal, there was no glass there and it was daytime. But when we went to shoot it, they had all these lights in the room and there was this big 8-foot pane of glass there and the glare and all these lighting flags that I had to be wary of. And then, because it was originally supposed to be Ken Kersinger to do it, and then he decided that his knees from college football weren't going to get him, he passed it on to me, but he had done a wardrobe fitting. So last minute, and I'd been there for 13 hours because they had to put a bald cap on me and all this and that, and now the director's yelling on the radio, let's go, we got to get this. He had 5 cameras. The wardrobe comes up with the boots. These are these brand new motorcycle boots that come to the knee. They're concrete stiff and 2 sizes too small. So I got my toes curled up in these boots and I had to run and jump through this window. And anyway, it all went great. And the director's name was Kim Manners, who's gone now, but he was a big time guy that was with X-Files and all those shows. And he was an absolute sweetheart. And he said to me afterwards, he said, Brad, that was the greatest stunt I've ever had the honor of filming. And when you watch this show, the way he cut it, the guy runs and he jumps out and crashes through the window. But then he crashes through the window again. And again, he showed 4 of the 5 angles, which kind of takes you out of the rhythm of the reality of the shot, the scene. And then the guy lands and beats up these guards and he takes off. But Kim shot, like I said, he had 5 cameras and he used 4 of them in the thing. So anyway, I'm proud of that stunt.
Yeah.
That's my long-winded answer.
Thanks, Ken.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's like the Jason Michael Myers crossover that I love. That I
Sure.
know that you're friends with.
Sure. No, Kenny's done a lot of things for me. He hired me when he was the original stunt coordinator on X-Files, and he's been a good friend for 40 years.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
Has there been any stunts that you've done that required you to learn a new skill, rather than
motorcycle stuff, driving stuff. I think if I didn't fracture my neck, I came close to fracturing my neck on every high fall I ever did, and then did my high fall training. So I realized afterwards what I had done wrong. And but yeah, you have to work on your fencing skills and your sword work. The more versatile you are, the more work you get, you see. And as a stunt person, you only got so much time to make hay while the sun shines, right?
That's very true. Again, anytime if y'all want to come up and ask a question, we got time. I have to ask, Brad. That's part of the thing, right?
Yeah, ask away.
Yeah, of course. What do you think drives Michael Myers as a character? Do you think he's pure evil, or do you think that there's more to his psychology?
He's a demon-possessed man-child who does not understand death or life. He's like a cat playing with a mouse.
Sounds like my ex. Yeah. Keep going.
Really? When he tilts his head, he's like the cat that doesn't understand why the mouse has died and stops playing the game. So that's what I was working with when I played Michael Myers.
I love it. What do you think it is that draws fans like us to the horror genre?
I got no idea.
Cool. Perfect.
I'm not a horror fan myself.
No?
No, I've never seen Dracula or Frankenstein or any of those movies. When I was 1920, I was dating a girl that loved horror, so that's all we saw for 2 years. And then we broke up, and I was like, oh, at least I never have to watch a horror film again. And then a week later, everybody and their dog was talking about this movie, Halloween. I said, I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. But people insisted on telling me the story. And then my cousin Diana said that she enjoyed it. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. And I was like halfway into it. And I was like, wow, this movie is fantastic. It's not bloody. It's not gory. It's not violent. But the guy's so creepy. I'm just on the edge of my seat, biting my nails. So then I went and saw the second one in the theater, which I thought was one of the best sequels to a movie I've ever seen. And then I loaded up the popcorn and the licorice and the soda, and I'm sitting there in the third one waiting and waiting and waiting, and the guy never showed up.
I love the third one.
You know?
Yeah, that's all right. He was taking a nap. Like,
He was taking it out. I mean, it's a great movie, but they could have warned us, you know. I mean, and so I never did return to, you know, it wasn't until I got the part of Michael that I watched 4, 5, and 6, or even 7.
So what kind of genre do you like? What type of film are you drawn to?
I like films about people and life. I don't want to say romantic comedies unless they're believable. You know, I love humor, I love comedy, but I want it to be about true life situations, the human condition. I'm a huge Woody Allen fan. I was, his early work and whatnot, and yeah, but I like real stories.
Cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I think on your arm, am I looking at, is it Veronica, Betty? Is
Yes,
that an
it's
Archie?
Veronica Lodge, my very first crush, which is why I'm a big fan of brunettes and girls with pink hair.
Aw, we're in love. I told you. He's getting my name tattooed later. So great.
That's right.
So what were you a fan of growing up? Like, what were you like as a kid? Were you super into comics, Archie?
Well, I loved Mad Magazine and Cracked Magazine, and I loved to draw, and I loved to read, and then my father decided I should be an athlete, not an artist. So he started pushing me into all these sports I did not want to play, and, a lot of street hockey. But, no, I've always loved movies, books, and music, in that order. And to this day, I can sit on the couch or in bed and watch. Well, I'm more into documentaries today. You get older, you get a little more political, if that's the proper term. But I just find some of the movies today have kind of gone a little too far in the spectrum to the other side of political correctness, where they're just not, anyway.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Teach their own.
And there you go.
Do you have any, I know you mentioned, maybe horror is not necessarily your thing, but do you have any Halloween traditions, anything you like to do around this time of year?
Nope.
Okay. Nap.
I do. In October, I always try and watch the first Halloween. Because it's just something you should do. Because of all the horror movies, I guess Friday the 13th has a specific day that it's geared towards, but I don't know of a lot of horror films. I don't know horror. Maybe they all have a special time of year that.
All the time?
Yeah, all the time. Exactly. Yeah. There you go. Anytime's a good time for a horror film.
Thank you. Let's put that on a shirt.
If you like being the crap scared out of you.
It's the best. So good.
Hey, I'm Canadian. I'm a coward. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, I learned you were Canadian after you said hockey, and I was like, yeah,
there you go. That's right.
Plus being
That's
stuck
right.
up
Maple
there.
syrup and hockey sticks.
And just being so nice.
What's that?
Being nice.
Oh,
too.
be nice, yes, because you Americans are so horrible. What a bunch of BS. Oh. I think that North Americans are the best.
We are. We really are.
I think so.
I love that.
Yeah.
Any final questions before we send Brad
Before
back
I
to
go
his
pee?
table? Oh, but please not on stage, though.
No.
Like you're going to leave the stage, right?
No.
Okay. Fabulous. Any final questions? We're hanging out? Comfortable? Doing the thing? Cool. Amazing. Any questions for us, Brad?
No, I just really appreciate you guys coming. I hope you enjoy the rest of the show, and God bless.
Amazing. And I can't wait to see what you get tattooed.
Yes, well, I've got them on my phone, so I'm going to show them to the boys on tomorrow, and we'll just. I got one in mind, but it's going to require me taking my shirt off. I'm a little self-conscious about being naked right now because I'm a little overweight.
Oh, please. Do it.
Hugely overweight.
Nah. You get what you want to get. Do we have a photographer? Oh, Brad, if it's okay with you, we're going to take a big group picture. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
We're doing a what picture?
We're going to take a group picture.
I keep my clothes on, though, yeah?
Optional.
Okay.
But usually, yes. Usually, yes. If you guys want to come to the stage, just not on the stage, we're going to take a big group picture.